so what's happened is that the bureaucrats in CDC, and CDC absolutely has a vaccine cult mentality. That is something that has to be broken, and Bobby is very aware of that. The logic is they believe that they're, to phrase it another way, they believe they're doing God's work. They truly believe that every person should have these products, and that by insisting that every person have these products, which are marketed as safe and effective, they are saving lives. They're on a mission. They're like missionaries. They believe they're saving lives. And saving lives requires suppression of any information that would cause vaccine hesitancy. Because informed consent and full disclosure of vaccine risks might lead some people to not accept the product. Now, one of the topics you wanted to cover today was the decision by my good friend Joe Ladapo, the Surgeon General for the state of Florida, MD, PhD, trained at Harvard. Maybe he's an MD, MPH, trained at Harvard, both degrees. Previously a professor, full professor at UCLA. That Ron DeSantis grabbed out of UCLA and plopped into this position as Surgeon General for the state of Florida. And Joe has had the courage and temerity to assert that the state of Florida, and the governor agreed, will no longer mandate through its school system or otherwise vaccine uptake into the pediatric population. And of course, the response has been the sky is falling. There's going to be polio and measles and God only knows what else. And, the plagues will descend on the people of Florida consequent to this decision. So let's unpack that just for a moment, because it kind of illustrates the whole thing. Sweden does not have any pediatric vaccine mandates. They don't have vaccine mandates at all. Yet they have well over 90% uptake of vaccines in their pediatric population, and an extremely low rate compared to other Northern European countries of pediatric infectious disease. What's the difference? Number one, does it mean the sky is going to fall in the state of Florida because Joe Ladapo said no more mandates? Well, no, obviously. That's hyperbole. Okay, so what is it that makes it so that Sweden has this vaccine uptake and the United States, with its mandates, has a much lower rate of vaccine uptake despite all of the propaganda and push from the CDC? What's the difference? The difference is that people in Sweden trust their public health service. They trust their government. And so all of this language that we're hearing promoted by corporate media, or I like to call it dead media, thanks to my wife, because it's dying on the vine, and that gets into the issue of the pharmaceutical advertising, which is another part of the MAHA agenda. But what has caused vaccine hesitancy and driven vaccine hesitancy and resistance in the United States is the very policies that are being pursued by the CDC, the use of propaganda, nudge technology, blacklisting, and gaslighting, professional gaslighting, crowd stalking by CDC-funded Shots Heard Around the World program through the Public Good Projects. Who doesn't want public good? So that is what is driving vaccine hesitancy, is the lack of trust in the government, and in particular the federal public health system,